Hello, good to see you today. We are in the middle of for loops chapter in Learn to Code 1, and we're doing the last activity in here, for stash sweep. For stash sweep. It is one of the most challenging ones we've had so far, activities. It's really challenging mostly because we're going to combine lots of things we've learned already, for loops, functions, and we're going to combine these things so that they solve this problem. But really one of the most challenging aspects of this puzzle is that there's so many ways to go about doing it that really it's difficult to commit to one and just sort of have confidence that you're going about it the right way. So hopefully we'll give you some tips here along the way that will help you decide which way you want to go with this. Most importantly, you want to look at this puzzle for quite a while, get a game plan, an idea on how you want to go about solving it. Don't write code until you have an idea on how you want to get started and how you want to, an overall plan on how you want to collect all the gems in this case. And then once you're ready to get started, pick a way to go, be committed to that way, and work on it. But don't be so committed to it that if it's not going well, once you find yourself in the middle of coding, that you're not okay abandoning it. It's okay to, if things aren't going well when you're working on a particular solution to a problem, it's good to go ahead and just say, I'm willing to abandon this and try one of my other ideas. Okay? Now, looking at this puzzle, the thing we want to do is sort of get a lay of the land here. And one thing I notice right away is there seems to be clusters of gems in all four corners of this puzzle. Okay, there's clusters here, 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 and here. And if you look at the clusters themselves are all in the same basic shape. They have this sort of T shape to them. Okay? With three across and then one sticking out of the middle. So we should take advantage of both of those ideas when we go to solve this puzzle. Also, the other thing you should notice is that there are portals all around the puzzle. There are at least three different kinds of portals here, and those portals are necessary in this puzzle because a couple of these clusters of gems are located up here on top of these pedestals, here and here, and there's no way to get to those unless you take the portals, which is actually good because we don't want to be spending a lot of time walking around between clusters. If we can, we want to go as quickly as we can from one to the other by way of these portals here. All right. Now, we know that we want to solve we're probably going to want to have a function that maybe we're going to say handle cluster, okay? A function that when seeing one of these clusters of four gems, we can go ahead and collect all the gems in that cluster. And then right after that, we're probably going to want to head to the nearest portal because that will take us to the next cluster. So for example, in this one, we'll probably want to handle this cluster of four gems right in front of us. And then at the end of that, we want to end up going into this green portal, which will take us over here. And then we can handle the four gems in front of that and end up on this purple portal over here, which will take us over here. And we want to handle the four gems in front of that and end up taking this blue portal over here, which will take us up here, and then we'll handle the four gems on top of that, and we'll be done. Okay? All right, now, simply a matter of, so there's probably going to be a for loop in there, right? A for loop that, say, maybe handle cluster, and then handle cluster again, handle cluster, handle cluster. One for each of the corners. So our big main program will probably be a for loop, and inside of that for loop will be it'll go from 1 to 4 because we have 4 clusters, and really hopefully the only thing we have inside that for loop, or very little in that for loop except a handle cluster, call to handle cluster. All right, so most of our work will be done in this handle cluster. So let's get started on that, a function to handle this cluster. Okay, there's several ways we could handle this cluster. One thing I do know is the order on which I pick these gems really doesn't matter. It's going to happen the same in every one of our handle cluster calls. But we should give some thought to this, because what I'd like to do is end up on this gem over here, picking this one up last, because then I'm close to the portal and I can just move one onto the portal if I pick up that one last. Okay? And I suppose also I might like to be traveling in a direction where I'm headed towards the portal as I pick that up. Okay? So one way we could do this is maybe the last three portals we pick up will be along this row right here, and that will let us use a for loop. If we pick up this gem, and this gem, and then jump on the portal as our last step. Okay? So if we're going to do that at the end, pick up this gem, and this gem, maybe we go get the other one first, the one straight across from us. All right, so let's do that. Let's go with that game plan here. And again, there's lots of ways to do this, but this is just one I'm choosing here. So we're going to call this handle cluster. Okay, and handle cluster, we said the first thing we're going to do is go grab that gem that's 2 away from us straight across. Okay, so a move forward and a move forward and a collect gem will get that one straight across from us. It won't get the one in the middle. It's going to keep that one there. Okay, now after we get that one, we'll be facing, the wrong way, so we probably want to turn around, and let's go ahead and write that function before we get too far along here. Function turn around, open close parentheses, turn right and turn right. Okay, doesn't matter which one we choose there, left or right. Okay, so we've walked across 2, we're grabbing that gem and we're turning around. Now, at this point we need to get over to this gem over here, and we need to be facing away from the wall here, so that we're in line to go collect all 3 gems. So I think I'm going to do this with a function here, a function called maybe take a right corner or something like that. Take a right corner, and take a right corner is going to move along this path here. Move forward 1. I'll go ahead and add this to this. Func take right corner. We're not going to be grabbing any gems as we do this. We're just going to be positioning ourselves to go grab all those 3 gems in a row. Okay, so func take right corner is going to be a move forward, then a turn to the right, and then a move forward again, and then we're going to turn around so that we're facing the 3 gems that we want to grab. Okay, so this take right corner function here, I want to put in my handle cluster right after I turn around. So we'll say take right corner. Okay, probably a good time to try this out now. We've written a lot of code. Let's make sure we don't have any bugs. We very well might. We can fix them easy at this point, but if we get too much code in here, it'll be harder and harder to correct. So let's test our handle cluster up to this point. Remember, what we want to do is collect this gem and then come over here and get ready to handle the other 4 gems in handle cluster. So he's going to move forward 2, he's going to collect the gem, he's going to turn around, then he's going to take a right corner and turn around and end up facing the 3 gems. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted. Now he's ready to move forward 3, collecting 3 gems, and I think maybe in this function too we can just go ahead and have him jump on the portal as the very last thing he does. and then he'll be ready to come over here again. Okay, let's try that. So this function, I'll write a function here that moves forward 3 and collects 3 gems. So let's do that here. Func move and collect 3, something like that. Where move and collect 3 is going to have collect gem, collect the one we're on, then a move forward, then a collect gem, then a move forward, then a collect gem, then a move forward, and that's it. Okay, so 3 sequences of collect gem and move forward. Now we could write those all out, but a better thing to do would be a for loop here, right? For I in 1 to 3, because we're going to be repeating the same things over and over again, which are just a collect gem and a move forward. Collect gem and a move forward. Okay. Let's add that to our handle cluster then. Add that to our handle cluster. The very last thing we do in handle cluster is going to be a move and collect 3. All right. So we've got our test here in our main program. We're calling handle cluster. Let's make sure it works. Try it again. So we should end up collecting all the gems and going to the green portal then, if this works out right. Take our corner to the right, and we're all lined up. And now let's collect 3. Collect gem and move, collect gem and move to the green portal. There we go. All right, great. So that's our handle cluster function. Now, what will happen if we call handle cluster again right here? If we call handle cluster again right here, we'll move forward 2, collect the gem that's out on the outside there, then we'll take the corner to the right, and then we'll move and collect 3, and we'll end up taking the purple portal. Let's try that again. Handle cluster, we'll add another one of these. See if this works. See if you can handle 2 clusters then. Okay, taking the corner to the right, getting all lined up to collect 3. 1, 2, 3. Move over to the green portal, and we're ready to call handle cluster again. Collect the one out there, turn the corner to the right, turn around, collect 3. Move and collect 3. And we'll take the purple portal way over here. Okay, good. It's all lined up. And it looks like this is the same configuration as the other two clusters we already worked with. So if we call handle cluster here, he should move out, pick up this gem, turn to the right, and collect these 3 gems, hop on the blue portal. Now when he comes over to the blue portal, he'll be right here. Again, if we call handle cluster again, he will move out to the gem out on the outside, take a corner to the right, pick up these 3 gems, and there's no other cluster to take, so he will have all of the 16 gems at that point. All right, so let's go ahead and fix our main program so we handle all 4 clusters. Now, we could add 2 more handle clusters here, but of course, what's the right way to do this? That's right, with a for loop. So let's add that. For I in the sequence 1 to 4, we want I to be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and we will call a handle cluster inside there. Okay? All right, I'm going to go ahead and run this time stepping through the code. So there's going to be a lot to watch. There's a lot of 2 for loops in here we'll be iterating over. One is in our main program here. The other is in our move and collect 3. So you'll see this sequence of collect gem and move forward iterated over 3 times. Our handle cluster will get called 4 times, and inside handle cluster we'll be calling other functions like take right corner and move and collect 3. Okay, there's a lot going on in this program, we wrote 1, 2, 3, 4 different functions, and we've got 2 different for loops in here. So that's some good work. Let's go ahead and step through the code. Watch it happen. All right, here's the for loop. The first call to handle cluster. Handle cluster has 2 move forwards, a collect gem, and a turn around. Then we're calling turn around, turns right. Then we're calling take right corner, which moves forward, turns right, moves forward, and turns around. And then we're calling move and collect 3 now. Move and collect 3 iterates 3 times through collect gem, move forward, collect gem, move forward, collect gem, move forward. And now we're jumping back to our main program and we're calling handle cluster a second time. So now I is 2 and we're calling handle cluster again. It's going to go get the far one, turn around, line itself up using the abstract idea called take right corner. And then he's going to move and collect 3 using our function. Move and collect 3 has the for loop in there. I is 1 to 3. Move forward, take the purple portal over to get started on the 3rd iteration of handle cluster. Handle cluster moves forward twice and collects gem, then turns around, takes the right corner, lines himself up for the move and collect 3 call. There it is. Move and collect 3 gets called. And the final move will take him onto the blue portal where he's transported over into this last corner here. Okay, move ahead 2, collect gem, turn around, take a right corner, turn around, move and collect 3. Okay. Whoa! Bite almost fell off the edge there, but he did collect all the gems, all 16 gems. Okay, that's great. Great work there. If you got this one to work, that's a good job. You should feel very proud of yourself. This is a good challenge. Now, it may bother some of you that he almost fell off the edge there. Let's take a look and see why he fell off the edge. I think the way it was working before is on the last move forward in move and collect 3, he was finding a portal and then took the portal over. And in this particular cluster over here, there is no portal at the end of move and collect 3. So if we wanted to make this work so that Byte didn't almost fall off, that's a little bit challenging, but we can do it here. And again, the problem is in this move and collect 3. It's not really a problem, it's just we did a little more than we need to in the move and collect 3. So we can modify this a little bit if we don't want to include the last move in here, but we do want to include the last collect gem. We can modify this a little bit by saying, well, let's only iterate over the sequence of 2 commands 2 times, okay? And then at the end here, instead of doing another collect gem and move forward 3rd time, we only want to do the collect gem in this case. We don't want to move forward, so we're going to be doing collect gem 3 times and move forward only 2 times. And the other problem is that we will not get to the green portal. In fact, we won't get to any of the green portals or any of the portals because we don't have this last move forward in here. So the last move forward we're going to have to do after we call handle cluster now. Handle cluster won't move us onto the portal because this move and collect 3 stops 1 short. So we're going to have to add the move forward in here. Move forward, okay? This gets added onto here. And of course, we don't want to do this 4 times because we only want to do this 3 times because the 4th time we don't want the move forward in here. So I'm going to change this to be 3. And we're going to handle cluster and move forward 3 times because this move forward puts us onto the portal. But the last time we do it, after this for loop, we just need to handle the last cluster and not move forward. Okay, so I think that should work. If you didn't follow that, don't worry about it. Take a step back and you can just go ahead and pause the video and take a look at what we did and see if you can get a handle on it. Basically what we're saying is instead of going 4 times here where we're going to handle cluster, we need to actually only do it 3 times and don't do the move forward on the last iteration of this. Okay, so I'll go ahead and run faster through here just to make sure this works, and we'll see at the end if he doesn't try to fall off the cliff at the end there. So handle cluster stopped, but move forward happened inside our loop there. Okay, we're handling cluster again. Handle cluster is done now. The move forward puts us onto the portal. And this is the last time both handle cluster and move forward are being called, because this time only a handle cluster is getting called. So let's see if he stops here. There we go. All right. All right, little cleaner. He doesn't do the last fall off thing. I didn't mind that. In fact, the next chapter here, we're going to get into some things where we might be able to have a nicer way to prevent falling off the edges. Wouldn't it be nice, for example, to say before we send Byte moving on a dangerous path like this, wouldn't it be nice to say something like, hey Byte, look ahead. If everything is clear, then go ahead and move forward. But if there's a wall in front of you or if there's a cliff in front of you, don't move forward. Okay? So in the next chapter, we're going to be learning some really powerful ideas on how we can do something conditionally. And conditionally means we can ask the question like, hey, is there something dangerous in front of you? If there is, don't move forward. But if there isn't, then go ahead and move forward. All right? So looking forward to that. Go on to the next chapter with the introduction to conditional code, and we'll see you next time.